be yourself.
Just be yourself.
Wear eye cream.
Be yourself, which is the most cliche advice you could ever give someone, but it's true. Because there's only one you, and you must be that one you.
Don't allow your past to determine your future. It doesn't matter where you come from. That does not determine where you're going. So I think that it's always important to overcome obstacles and just keep looking forward.
The best advice that anyone's ever given me is pretend if you're nervous, if you have social anxiety, if you're just kind of stressed out, pretend you're on a really elaborate reality TV show. Because then if you pretend you're always on camera and you're like the comic relief or you're the bad guy or the good guy or whatever, and all these people are extras, it'll make you feel better because they're all supposed to be here, you're supposed to be here, you matter, you're important, and hopefully there's a laugh track playing somewhere.
Probably the best advice I've ever gotten has come from my mom, and she always says just don't worry, just trust. I think I spend way too much time worrying, or I have done in the past, and everything always works out. Over half the things that I worry about never come true. So yeah, I think just worry less.
Best advice I've ever received. I mean, probably just to be yourself. It's such a cliche, but finding out who you are and spending the time to really get to know who you are and really know what that means to be yourself is such an important part, because I think we waste so much of our lives figuring out who we are and then pretending to be somebody we're not, when life is so much better and more comfortable and happier when you know who you are and you just accept it. And there's going to be flaws and faults and things you're not happy with, but you just have to accept them and know that you're perfect just the way you are, because nobody's perfect.
Probably be yourself,
Be yourself,
again.
yeah. Have fun, just live life to the fullest.
It's honestly the easiest thing to just be yourself, and you don't really have to think about it as much. So just be you, be confident. Definitely.
Somebody told me a quote once: don't ever let anybody steal your dream. It's yours, not theirs. And that just kind of, it's cheesy as it is, but it kind of fueled me where it's like, yeah, I'm not going to let anyone take it away.
My fiance gives me the best advice. He is always there whenever anything happens, I get upset about anything. He's always there to kind of counsel me about it, and he is just the best advice he's ever given me as well. It's just to be positive about everything. I think sometimes if you feel sad about something, or something is happening around you that things aren't going your way, it's just look on the bright side of life, literally, and take everything with a pinch of salt and just try and be positive.
Change your socks. It's a very good advice.
The best advice anyone's ever given me is we have 2 ears and 1 mouth to listen twice as much as we speak. So take what people are saying seriously and try to understand what they mean.
Just to, we speak for both of us because we're sisters, just to follow your dreams and remain pure to yourself. Don't be under the influence of how people act around you, even if you feel like you're not part of them, because you're unique, you have your own fingerprint, and that's the way God made you, and you should just be proud of it and just live your life. Be yourself and be original.
Probably from Nike when they said just do it. No, I'm being so serious. I know this sounds ridiculous, but even people are like, well, why did you start making a YouTube channel? I don't know, I just did it, And I think when people are like, well, I want to get started, I'm like, well, just do it. That's the first and hardest step. You can't top that. Stay in school. She did top it.
There, I just did it.
Just do what you love doing, and the money will follow and come with that after.
Never take a day for granted, and that's super cheesy, but it's just it's so true. Think about your worst moments and your best moments, and then you think about someone else who is less fortunate than you, and know that you still have it good and that you can make the best out of your life with every moment that you're given. So that really impacted my life, and I try and do the same with every day that I'm given.
My dad told me when I was going to college, live the novel that you'd like to write, which I thought that was awesome because my dad's done so many cool things in his life. He hasn't even told me half of his crazy stories, and I think it makes perfect sense. And I think right now I'm definitely living the book I'd like to write, and kind of taking chances, saying yes to almost everything, not everything, because I can get sticky situations, but just kind of really saying yes and going for it.
Early in my YouTube career, I was talking to an agent type person about money because I was suddenly making good money and it was very not what I was used to. And he said to me, don't chase money. And I thought that was really good advice because, people get into YouTube because they love it and it's fun to make videos. And if you're chasing money, then you're distracted by, oh, I need to make a living or I need to make lots of money. So I really focus on the joy of it all. And back in 2008 or 9, when somebody would bring to me a project or a job or an opportunity, I would say, how much? And now I say, how much fun?
The best advice that anyone's ever given me is my grandpa, and he just said, it's all in your head. And I just thought that was so beautifully simple that it's all in your head and you have control of everything at the end of the day.
To take everything because you learn from each experience that you take. Now, it's kind of morphed in different seasons, but overall, that's been the best advice I've ever gotten because I've been able to find out what I like, what I don't like, where I fit in, what I don't want to do. So yeah, taking everything in terms of like what you want to do, gaining experience.
The best advice came from my mother, and I told her that I don't really like school and I don't get it, and she said, well, you don't have to go to college, but if you want to accomplish something in life, you have to work really, really hard. And that actually stuck with me, and great advice, and I follow it, and it works. Work hard, and everything else will follow.
I'd say the biggest advice was probably just be from like my parents and really close friends. They just always tell me to never give up. And I know that's so cheesy and everybody hears that, but honestly, like this business is really exhausting and it can be very discouraging at times. You're always hearing the word no. And I think that that's just important to remember. You just can't give up. You have to be really persistent and just keep going.
The best advice that someone has ever given me is not take no for an answer, because I feel like in certain things, there are certain things that like in life that you just want so badly, like your dreams, and you can reach them if you just don't take no, because some people are gonna say no, and you have to just find another way around or find a loophole, and somehow you'll get what you want, or not. Like that sounds manipulative, but if you'll get what you want in your career and stuff like that if you really like try your hardest and don't settle for anything.
I had a science teacher that told me that I should break my days out into thirds. So 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of play, and 8 hours of work, and that's how you become a happy and functional person.
I think Miley Cyrus, forget the haters. Somebody loves you.
Best advice anybody's ever given me is it's the cheesiest one, but it's so true. Follow your heart. Like, don't overanalyze any decision you make, because there's 1,000,001 directions you go. You can only go with your gut and your heart, and that will always, always, always steer you right.
Actually don't know where this came from, but it's count your blessings, not your problems. It's been a motto of mine for years, and I do my best to live by those words each day.
I would say, okay, this isn't something I necessarily follow, but I think it's really good advice. Like, if there's something you really, really want to do, don't have a plan B. Like, just do that thing and, like, don't have anything to fall back on.
Just, that trying to please other people is a total waste of your time. You should just try to please yourself.
That's pretty generic, but it's true!
Ryan liked it.